As Canada grapples with a trade war with the U.S., the threat of looming Chinese tariffs are a new cause for alarm. China says it will impose a 25% tariff on Canadian seafood, and that's effective March 20th. The move is retaliation for duties the federal government put on Chinese-made EVs last year. Canadian seafood producers warned that the new tariff would be devastating to their businesses. The list of over 40 products facing tariffs includes lobsters, crab, shrimp, halibut, and more. BC Premier David Eby says the government is working to help his province's seafood industry access other international markets. Now, my next guest is already feeling the impact from the threat of those 25% Chinese tariffs. Darrell Thomas is a Geoduck harvester. He joins us from Royston, BC. Thanks so much for taking the time, Darrell.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Chinese tariffs, they're going to come into effect March 20th, and I think it's a little bit recent that we've learned that this is going to happen. So I don't know how much time you've had to digest this, but what's happening and how are you preparing?
Well, number one is our exporters are saying that we're going to need a coast-wide shutdown to be able to see the effects of what these tariffs are going to mean. Since January, we've lost about 20% value just because of the uncertainty and the market slowdown in the world. Our landed prices dropped 20%. And then now with these additional 25% tariffs, if they are implemented, we're looking at about 50% reduction in our landed value, which is going to hit everyone real hard.
I don't know that everyone is talking as much about the Chinese tariffs as they are potentially about the on-again, off-again threats coming from the United States. Do you feel like it's getting enough attention?
No, you don't hear about it much. Obviously, there's a lot more noise coming from down south. But these ones are going to hurt us. Maybe not as much. I don't know, like our seafood industry and our agriculture industry together is probably not as big as the auto industry and the aluminum and steel, but it's still a major part of the industry. And it would be nice to, see some work getting put into, some negotiating with Chinese as much as is happening with the US.
What's it going to mean for you personally as far as your business goes?
Well, we still have some pounds in the ground, and the big thing that's hurting us right now is the season is about to schedule to end for March 31st. So one major thing that we need DFO to do is give us an extension and allow us to give us time to finish off our quota for the year. With the additional tariffs, and now the exporters are asking for a shutdown, it doesn't give us much time, and it will just puts more downward pressure on the price. We're already close to, 20%, maybe up to 50% with these implementations. So if we could get some more time, that is essential.
How much does your industry rely on Chinese customers, China as a customer?
We're 95% to the Chinese country.
Wow. So what kind of alternatives might there be for Geoduck?
There's not many, especially not for the volume that we produce. Obviously, it takes time to pivot to other buyers, and we're on a time restraints with our season coming to an end. So we got about 2 weeks to finish up here, and I have friends, and we got lots of guys who still have lots of pounds in the water that aren't going to be able to finish, especially with this week-long shutdown that our exporters are saying they need to take.
We've been showing pictures of the Geoduck, the product that is harvested on the BC coast. 95% of your customer base is China. What's your pitch if you are trying to get others interested in this product? What is it exactly, and why is it so popular in China?
Geoduck is a very unique seafood. It has a amazing texture to it. It's an unusual shape, of course, but the appeal to China is they're eating out. Their restaurant eating is more part of their culture, and especially live seafood. The live seafood market in Canada isn't as appealing to some. Asian markets seem to like them more, although it's delicious if you ever get a chance to try it.
Well, I feel like that's a dare. I'm not usually very adventurous, but perhaps I will after this. You talk about 2 weeks being a time frame here, and it's less than that these Chinese tariffs would take effect. And I don't know that you're going to see on again, off again threats coming from China. It doesn't seem like that's really their negotiating strategy. What kind of support do you think you need, maybe from the BC government, from the federal government, for you and your colleagues at this time?
Well, right now we need that extension. We need Department of Fisheries and the federal government to grant us the time that we need to get this product out so that we can either find other markets or give the market time to digest it over more time, so we don't have this time plus tariffs breathing down our necks. So time is the most important. We need the Canadian government to step up, diplomatic talks with the Chinese government and try to work out a solution to this. Right now, we're being traded for another industry in the country. And I feel bad for those guys too, but our agriculture sector and our seafood sector, we contribute to the economy as well. So we should get some attention on there, and we should try to find a solution for this.
Well, Darrell, given what I understand is involved with harvesting geoduck from the ocean, it's intensive and it's not an easy task, and you're a tight frame here. So I really thank you for sharing your time with us tonight and doing this interview so we could learn a little more about this. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for your time.